Let's make hormone questions on the MCAT easy by focusing on two ideas: mechanism and timing. On the MCAT, hormones either act quickly through receptors on the cell surface or slowly by changing gene expression inside the cell. Let's look at the FAST group first. These are mostly peptide hormones and the catecholamines. Because they're water soluble, they can't cross the cell membrane. Instead, they bind to membrane receptors, think GPCRs or receptor tyrosine kinases, and they trigger second messengers like CAMP, IP3, DAG, or calcium. They also circulate freely in the blood without carrier proteins. The effect shows up within seconds to minutes, and it tends to be short-lived, like flipping switches on existing proteins. Some examples that you already know are insulin, glucagon, ADH, and epinephrine. A classic example is insulin rapidly inserting transporters into the membrane. Now let's look at the slow group. These are the steroid hormones and functionally the thyroid hormones. Steroids are lipid soluble, so they cross the membrane, bind intracellular receptors in the cytosol or the nucleus, and the hormone receptor complex alters gene transcription. Because they're not water soluble, they travel bound to carrier proteins in the blood, for example, CBG or TBG. Their effects appear over hours to days and are long-lasting because you're literally changing which proteins the cell makes. Typical examples include cortisol, aldosterone, estrogen, and testosterone. The special case is T3 and T4. They're derived from tyrosine, but they behave like steroids. They use nuclear receptors, they ride on carrier proteins, and they slowly adjust things like basal metabolic rate. Here's the quick MCAT cue. If the passage mentions membrane receptors, second messengers, or immediate changes like heart rate or transporter insertion, you're in the FAST category. If it mentions carrier proteins, intracellular or nuclear receptors, gene transcription, or long-term effects, you're in the slow category. Remember, receptor location tells you the signaling pathway, and the pathway predicts the time course and duration of the effect. That logic answers most endocrine questions that you'll see.